What's up guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Cade and today we're going to be playing an early access game on Xbox One called Astroneer. So first off, you get to choose your wee character guy. I think it seems like there's going to be scope for a couple of different types of characters, but we'll just go with the first one and we'll take a look at it. I've played a little bit of this already, so I know the kind of general gist of it. It's a bit glitchy, but that's to be expected about an early access game. This is literally generating the world as we land. As you can see, just sort of the world appearing as we come to a stop, and there we go. It's cool. It's a cool looking game. It's a pretty looking game. Yeah, so the idea, I mean, there's no sort of story in it at the minute. I don't know if there's going to be any kind of plot to it later on, but so this is going to run through the basics of it to start with. So the main idea of the game is you get this tool, and it is a terrain tool, and it allows you to morph the terrain and dig. So you can go dig into the, or it should. So I'm gonna go over to this compound and see if I can mine this instead, because that one's not working. So as I said, it's early access, so it's a bit iffy, but there we go. So once you start doing that, it starts adding it to your pack, and once you've done that, you then get a block of compound. Now it's there at the minute, but normally it'll snap to that. But that's just showing you what you can make. So with that, I can make a solar panel, which will attach to my pack. Other items like lithium, you can make batteries. Tethers, which is what I'm about to make, are important. So this, I'll show you in a second. I'll back out of there. The little prompt is you can place a tether. So that is what is going to allow us to expand outwards from the base. So with that, that acts as an extension to our oxygen. So you can place that there, and then now I can go that little bit further with my oxygen tether, which is pretty cool. The main idea so far that I've gathered, I haven't played a huge amount of this, but the main premise is to build our base, which requires components, ingredients, materials. So in order to build your base out from the pod that's landed, the escape pod, you need resin. So resin is similar to compound, and oh, there's some there, I think. So all the sort of materials that you need, or a lot of them, the starting ones anyway, are kind of just buried around in the surrounding area, and you need to mine essentially. Okay, so that's hydrazine. So that's got, so they kind of have all like different sort of shapes. The hydrazine's a kind of a, what is it? Hexagon, and let's see. So you dig, and then when you hear that sort of chime noise, it makes different noises for certain materials. It means it's added one block of it to your backpack. So you've got block of resin. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need more than that, but so you do that, place a block, so that's aim with the left trigger and then place with the right trigger, so that extends that out. So that's our first sort of main module table. From that we can extend that out and turn it into a base plate for other things. So I'll grab a bit more resin and we'll extend that. You can place, that places both of them, and then that builds this, which gives us the ability to build other things. So to start with, it is the printer, as you saw there, which will obviously let us print things, manufacture things. Research, this research table, so there are things dotted around that you can find as you explore. I think they're research modules or research something else. It's a research thing. So in order to gain things from that, you need to build this table and bring that, and then put it on top, and then once it has power, if you're able to power it with like a solar panel, a battery, or actually mining, there is a resource called power that you can mine, and placing it on the table, it then researches it. It basically pops open a chest and gives you a blueprint, which you will then be able to manufacture using the printer or the onboard manufacturing ability of your backpack. So that's the printer, the research table, and then there's also a smelter. Now the smelter allows you to break down ore into usable materials. So what you see, the printer actually needs copper to make. In order to find that, you either need to be really lucky in just coming across some actual copper, sort of produced copper, or you have to find the ore and smelt it yourself. So yeah, so they're the sort of three main sort of crafting things. And then you have also the vehicle bay, which I haven't been able to make yet so far, and nor have I been able to make the printer as yet, because I've not been able to get enough copper. But I'll need to go on the hunt. I believe the copper ore can be found in ground in sort of naturally forming caves. You can find the ore, but it is treacherous in there. From what I've seen so far, it can be treacherous. There's things like poisonous gas, and if you fall through the floor, it can damage you and stuff like that. And it's not just all fun and games up here either. There can be storms, which we may get to see cropping up, causing us some hassle. But yeah, so that's the idea. We need to make some of these modules in order to sort of advance ourselves. And as far as I'm aware, eventually you're able to, as the final one that I didn't really talk about, the vehicle bay, you're able to build vehicles, which include sort of, I think, like Land Rovers, and eventually actual shuttlecraft to leave and go to other planets or moons, I think. And as far as I'm aware, you can actually just take off and then fly straight to another planet eventually. But yeah, you need aluminium for that, which also is a rare resource. And as you can see, it's also getting darker. It's got a full day-night cycle. So yeah, basic idea is run around, find some materials, try and craft these different sort of modules in order to build more things, and explore and travel around, and potentially leave to go to another planet. So what will we start with? Should we start with the research, because if we come across some research pods, then we can research them and I can show you how they work. So in order to get that, we need compound, which was the first this thing right here that it won't. Oh no, now it lets me mine it. Alright, okay, that's weird. So yeah, early access, so it's still a bit glitchy, but yeah, keep doing that. And then so that's got two of those, and it shows it there. And then place, and then you can create. But then it has no power, so you need to power it. And in order to do that, you either need one of these things. So you either need a tank. Oh no, sorry, that'll be an oxygen tank. So there's generators, beacons. So you either need a wind vane, which requires aluminium, or you need a solar panel, which gains power from daylight. So obviously dark just now, so it's not going to do much, but might as well make one of them so that when it comes daylight, it'll start to power that up. And from your backpack, you can create that. And then this is going to automatically snap to my backpack, because your backpack can be also powered during the day, so that if you use up as you use your terrain tool, it's going to use your battery, but you can charge it up with solar. But we're not going to use it there just now. We're going to just pop it here for the minute, so that when it eventually becomes daylight, it'll start charging that up, and then we can see about finding some pods to research. As far as I remember, you can put a couple of those on, and it'll start to charge. But I've just noticed something cool around here, so I'm going to go on a wee exploration. Right, watch our tether. So Yep, as you go, you can place your tethers, you expand your distance. Oh, that was out of range. These can be a bit glitchy sometimes. There we go. There you go. Oh. But you can pick these up and put them back in your pack. So this is what I was going to have a look at this wee guy. Now, there are things like this that you can find. Stuff that... Hey! These wee pods that appear and basically like loot drops essentially. And give you very nice drops. So like, oh, didn't mean to drop that. So aluminium, particularly rare. So it's going to let me make some useful items, but I might save that up for what was it needed for that? The aluminium bay. Now these are quite cool. This is another handy thing to find. It is oxygen, which I'm running out of right now. As I said, the targeting system's a bit off, but then you can do this. Just put some oxygen in it. So I'm out of power, but I'm full up on oxygen. So you know, you can keep an eye out. If you're out of range with your oxygen tether, you can then, you know, if you keep an eye out for these sorts of things, they would glowing plots, and you mine the oxygen, you get these just wee clumps of oxygen, which eventually get used up as your oxygen gets used up. But it'll use them first before it uses your own source of oxygen. So that was one of those wee drops. I think there's one over there as well. But yeah, we'll probably be able to see now. Yeah, the research table is now fully charged. When the sun is out, the solar panel sort of activates and kind of points at a different angle, sort of signifying that it's working and it's charged just now. When you go to use the research table, the power drains and then it'll have to charge up again before you can use it. Oh, what was that? Oh, that's what we want. A research pod. So that you can find just dotted around. You can find them in organic matter. You can find them in plants and stuff like that as well. So we've got some, oh nice, aluminium. Oh, better move. So you can cart this back, and then you put that up there and that'll snap to the top of the research. And it gives you the option, that wee symbol there. And then you can do that. And there's a cool wee animation. Drains the power, and then pop. Research. So we have learned the blueprint for a fuel condenser, and I don't know if that'll be something we can build here. Okay, I can build a window. No, so that will have to be something on the actual printer. There we go. Right. So let's make. Aha! There's our fuel condenser. So that requires copper to make. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's interesting. So I don't know what that does. Like I've not made enough in the game to know what that does. But that's the cool thing about the research station. So if you go around and you find those different pods, sort of loot drops, and it's kind of how you get to make new things. It's a random chance of learning a new blueprint when you find those. I think the idea is to go around exploring, dig stuff up, and find these in order to keep learning new blueprints and expanding what you can craft. But let's see. So smelter. So we need compound for that. There's compound. And smelter. Craft you. Now we have a smelter. So that was no power either. So I think I will place that. Don't know if they're all actually wind here just now. But ooh. No. So I think that may only work when the wind is high. So I don't know if that means it has to be in a storm, or if the wind just sort of dynamically speeds up at certain points. But yeah, so that the smelter has no power just now. I'll show you what the sort of caves are like. Quite atmospheric and a little bit creepy. I think we might need to make a few more tethers in order to make it deep into a cave. So yeah, I mean, I've been on a couple of planets, and each of them has had a different color scheme, sort of different fauna lying around. There's no, as far as I've not come across any wildlife. There's some sort of chicken soundy thing that I've heard before, but I've never actually seen it. But yeah, so it maybe take a bit more exploring to find out whether there's actual aliens or wildlife to come across. But I have yet to see any such thing so far. But that, I mean, that's the thing about the game. I haven't seen a roadmap of that for the developers of this game as yet. So but the potential for what they could add is kind of limitless, and that's what really excites me about this game. Is what it could be later on. The limitlessness of what's possible. I think you can end up being able to build spaceships, space stations. Upgrading, creating weapons and armor and stuff like that. I think really getting into the whole exploration. Yeah, so the caves are quite ominous. They are they get dark, but these tethers, they're also a light source, so you can light things up a bit if you're moving on in. But there are hazardous things around here. I've come across some like poisonous plants and things like that seem to kill you if you're not careful. Like that. I don't know if that one's poisonous, but says, I don't know, I think there's a research item underneath that. There we go. Oh, but that's down it goes. Yeah, one thing about the terrain in this place is that it's treacherous for sure. But there's something good. I think I just saw some ore over there. Let's see. Oh, get the terrain tool. Let's see if we can. Well, that wasn't what I meant to do. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, oh no. Yeah, I think the sort of terrain adjustment needs a bit of work, but I think the core of this game, it really is there. It'll need a bit of work to be perfect, but it's looking good. Oh, so we have an unknown. Yeah, so these are sort of ow. That hurt. I don't know what caused that. Don't know if it's because I... Huh. It said I was low power, but then I'm fine. So yeah, so that's the thing. There's unknown quantities here that there may be really evil bad things around that I'm not aware of. That may end up killing me. What's that? Oh. Oh, I had mind power, that's what it was. I see. Oh, right. That's what hurt me. Some evil... Oh, that's what hurt me. Ah. Some evil gas cloud. Alright, but I need to be aware of that. So yeah, so like stuff like that. I mean, there's obviously like some treacherousness here, the chance of getting yourself killed by exploring and stuff like that, which makes it, makes it interesting. But this, oh, I'm out of tethers. Do I have any more compounds? I found no. Okay, so we found an ore. We found aluminium ore. It's not what we wanted, but it's something good. But now, so there you go. There's a wee chime for having picked up one aluminium. Yeah, so that's the caves. You're sort of dodging around, looking for stuff underground. In order to make the printer, we're going to need to find some copper ore, so we need to have a hunt around for that. And then the smelter's all powered up, so I might see if I can get this to work if I add the laterite. See what happens there. Aha, there we go. So one block of laterite becomes a block of aluminium, and you just do the same thing with the different types of ores in order to produce copper. So that's your mining and production of materials in order to create other modules and expand and survive, explore So yeah, that is Astroneer. I'll hopefully have, like I said, hopefully have some more videos of that. I'll maybe get some multiplayer, show you what more can be done, figure out what more can be done, and show you what we can do with it. But yeah, that was just a quick video to show you the game. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.